There's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Well, somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Well, somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I wish upon a star and I wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Well, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, if birds fly over the rainbow, why then oh why can't I? If birds fly over the rainbow, why then oh why
If you love something, love it completely. Cherish it, say it, but most importantly, show it. Life is finite and fragile, and just because something is there one day, it might not be there the next. Never take for granted. Say what you need to say. Then say a little more. Say too much, show too much, love too much. Everything is temporary, but love outlives us all. Welcome everyone. My name is Julie Kane and I am the civil celebrant today, joining you in Roger's James Yule's service. Today is about remembering the good times of life, a life shared, a life lived full, a life that has touched us all here in some way. If you haven't yet done so, please check your mobile phone is off or on silent. It can be hard to remember to do so when there's so much going on and when you're seeing people you haven't seen for a while. Roger was a patient, hard-working, honest man. He was quiet, reserved when you first met him, but once you warmed up to you, he was all laughters and smiles. He always tried to do the right thing by everyone. He was an incredibly supportive husband, father, father-in-law, grandfather, uncle, and great-uncle. Roger didn't like to be the centre of attention, but had a competitive strike about him. Roger never wanted a fuss to be made. However, we'll make an exception just this once, as today we're here to celebrate and mourn this much-loved man. During this ceremony and in the time to come, you'll find your sadness sitting alongside immense feelings of appreciation and gratitude for Roger. When death comes suddenly in such a tragic way, the loss can feel overwhelming. It will take time for the numbness and pain to pass and to feel peace settling in your hearts once more. There'll be times of questioning. Why, Roger? Why now? Everyone's grief is unique, and each of you will find your own way and find peace again in your own lives. It is important to be gentle and compassionate with yourselves. To know that whatever emotions and feelings arise, they stem from your love of Roger. We are all united here today as family and friends of Roger. Loving husband of Debbie, father to Melissa and Cherie, father-in-law to Jai, Nathan, pop to Georgia and Darby, uncle to Jodie and Shane, and great-uncle to Oliver, Archie and Maisie. I would like to invite Debbie to come and light a candle in Roger's memory. Lighting of the candle represents our grief. The pain of you losing you is intense. It reminds us of the depth of our love for you. This candle represents our courage to confront our sorrows, to comfort each other, and to change our lives. This candle is our memory. It's your memory. The times we laughed, the times we cried, the times we were angry with each other, the silly things you did, the caring and joy you gave us all. This candle is the light of love. As we enter each day by day, we cherish the special place in our hearts that will always be reserved for you. We thank you for the gift your living brought to each of us every day. And this candle is the light of hope. It reminds us of the love and the memories of you, and you are forever ours. May the glow of the flame be our source of hopefulness and forever. We love you. Roger was a one-eyed Essendon supporter, and I would like to invite Debbie, Melissa and Cherie to place a photo and his favourite scarf and jersey over the coffin. Roger had an impact on so many people, and there is no doubt that each and every one of you in this room have individual memories. Memories of him that you will treasure in the days, weeks, and even years to come. How did those memories of Roger come to be? Let's take a look back at his life so we can see where you fit within his journey and where your memories came from. Roger James Yule was born on the 27th of September 1955 to his parents Brenda and William Yule. Roger's parents were very different, with his mother born in Wangaratta and trained as a gate operator for the railway crossings. Roger loved to go on train rides with his mum when he was growing up. It was one of his favourite pastimes. But Roger's father, William, he was from Scotland and loved sheep farming and worked in Glenrowan. Roger had 6 siblings: David, Barbara, Terence, as we otherwise known as Tex, Lawrence, but you might know as Laurie, Gary, Helen, and was a brother-in-law to Sandra, Peter, John. As a young fellow, Roger and his family moved about mostly, but mostly grew up in Hyatt. Roger attended Hyatt Primary School and then attended Hyatt High School. But Roger didn't think much of school and left at 14, one of mutual decision. But Roger was not someone for sitting around and doing nothing. He wanted to go out and get a job and work. School was not for him, but that's how it was back then for many of his age when he was growing up. Roger's first job was working at Tom the Cheap grocery stall. He then left and worked at Penmuen's in Mentone. Excuse me. Roger met Pam, his first wife, and they moved to Gaffney's Creek, A1 Mines, and then to Gavoni, and they have 2 gorgeous children, Melissa and Cherie. Roger, being an avid one-eyed Essendon supporter, and absolutely loved and gained so much enjoyment attending the football with his family, loved to attend it mostly with his daughters, Melissa and Cherie. It did not matter if they were winning or losing. It was the atmosphere, the excitement, but more so spending time with his daughters and sharing a passion together as a family, which was very important. Roger also loved playing cricket, particularly indoor cricket. He also had a thing for golf, but only on a social basis. He was not interested in joining clubs. He just wanted that social get-together with friends, family. But Roger loved catching up with his siblings and their partners. He loved to have that family competitive golf weekend twice a year. Loved to strive to win. As life does, challenges and changes occur over time, and relationships end. But Roger always loved his children and would always do his best and anything he could and spend as much time with them as he could possibly get. In 1982, a handsome single man, he met a lovely lady named Debbie, with whom he worked with. Roger was the leading hand, whilst Debbie was working in the sewing room. This is where they got to know each other. In Roger's thoughts, he, of course, was the organiser. But we all know it was actually Debbie. Debbie was the real organiser. From there, their love for each other blossomed. It was not long after this, the relationship developed and they were engaged in 1983. as they knew they were meant to be together. Roger wanted to find their first home together and found the most amazing place to live in Seaford. Roger and Debbie decided to get married, and in 1994, their union as one was complete. They continued to stay in their house for 30 years, made it their home, a home they built together. Having been there for so long, and after this time, the decision was made it was time to move. A big move to a country property in Boozy. Roger decided he'd have a gap year though, setting up a home, with Debbie commuting backwards and forwards to Seaford, continuing to work for 2 years, until she decided commuting was too much and really wanted to spend all her time with Roger. Debbie started working at the top pub in Cobram, but also decided to take her own gap year to help make their new home theirs. Roger decided, in true style, to get back out to the workforce. Roger commenced employment at Rex James in Nathalia, which was very fitting for Roger. Roger was a family man, and Rex James, being a family-owned business, fitted him like a glove. Over the years, Roger and Debbie loved to travel. They both enjoyed the sights and times together in Hong Kong and Singapore, visiting all the sites, cultures these places could bring, the new foods, the new people, the new atmospheres. But as time went by, and not seeing very much of their own country, it was decided, why not explore what Australia has to offer? Their holidays around Australia took them on a sail via the Indian Pacific to Perth. They took the Ghan, travelling from Adelaide to Darwin, a very long journey. But having enjoyed Darwin so much, it soon became a very favourite place of theirs, taking them back there 3 times. Apart from Roger's love for cricket and golf, it was music. Roger loved his music. But this was no music. No love music, no rock. Roger was known for his love of heavy metal. Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath, Pink Floyd, Rolling Stones, to name a few, turned up loud, in his backyard, a few bevies. But life for Roger and Debbie were going very well, having been married for over 40 years. Roger and Debbie knew life has its ups and downs. Life is like a roller coaster. The good, the bad, and sometimes the ugly. But the love they had for each other, they knew they could get through everything and anything. But in 2004, Roger was not himself. Debbie knew something was not right. But in Roger's true form, does not let anyone know he was not travelling the best. Didn't want to worry the family. Roger would just say, "It's all okay, I'm fine," and continue about his day. However, in September last year, it was clear Roger was not well. But it took until the long weekend in January this year, when an ambulance attended as Roger had suffered a fall and unable to get up. It was clear something was not right. Roger was transported to the Wangaratta Hospital, where he was suffering from sepsis as a result of a leaking bowel. Surgery was undertaken and everything was done to make Roger well again. But Roger was too unwell, and unable to continue the fight. Debbie attended on the 13th of February, and with Roger and the medical team, the decision was to commence palliative care. Roger fought a hard battle until the end, and passing with Debbie, Laurie, Sandra by his side in the early hours of the 14th of February 2025. Roger's life may have come to a sudden end, but you can hear from the following words by Viktor Frankl that may not be the end of the story. Do not judge a biography by its length, nor by the number of its pages. Judge it by the richness of its contents. Sometimes those unfinished are amongst the most poignant. Do not judge a song by its duration, nor by the number of its notes. Judge it by the way it touches and lifts the soul. Sometimes those unfinished are among the most beautiful. And when something has enriched your life, and when its melody lingers in your heart, is it unfinished, or is it endless? Roger's family have chosen the following readings, which best reflect their love and feelings for Roger. I'm going to invite Brian to come and read the readings on behalf of the family.
The first one is never goodbye. Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be there, standing by you, in good times and bad. I will be there. I won't go, for I love you, more than you'll ever know. The love that we had lives beyond death. Love does not end with the last breath. Love is forever. It will not go away. I will be there, in the night, in the day. Search in your heart and you will see. With every beat, you will know it's me. No, you won't see me. No, you won't hear. But your heart will tell you that I am always near. I never left you, so please don't cry. This is see you later. There's never goodbye. And the second reading. When I come to the end of the road and the sun has set for me, I want no rights in a gloom-filled room. Why weep for a soul set free? Miss me a little, but not too long, and not with your heads bowed low. Remember the love that we once shared. Miss me, but let me go. For this is a journey that we all must take, and each must go alone. It's all a part of the Master's plan, a step on the road to home. So when you are lonely and sick of heart, go to the friends we know, and bury your sorrows in doing good deeds. Miss me, but let me go.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian. I would now like to invite anyone to come up and share their thoughts and memories of Roger. Just adjust that. You don't need to.
Good morning, and thank you all for being here as we celebrate the life of Roger. I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on his casket from beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of his birth and spoke the following date with tears, but he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time that he spent here alive on earth. And now only those who loved him know what that little line was worth. For it matters not what we own, the cars, the house, the cash, What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. Roger truly understood the meaning of that dash. He filled his years with what truly matters: love, kindness, and genuine connection. At the heart of his life was his loving and devoted wife, Debbie, his daughters and grandchildren. Roger wasn't one for boasting about his achievements. He went quietly about his life. His true worth lay in his gentle nature, a kind smile and a humble face, and a warmth he extended to everyone fortunate enough to know him. The sparkle in his eyes lit up when surrounded by those he loved. He valued memories made with friends and family. The long-lasting friendships he cultivated throughout his life speaks volumes about the man he was: loyal, trustworthy, and genuinely interested in others. There was a lot of fun in his life, finding pleasure in life's simple joys. He and Debbie travelled together, creating memories across different places. And of course, no mention of Rog would be complete without acknowledging his love of the Essendon Football Club. What I'll remember most is how he made you feel: his kindness, good conversation, and the big hug and a wink he gave whenever we said goodbye. He was a gentle soul who approached life with humility. His presence brought comfort and joy to those around him. We love you, Uncle Rog, and we'll miss you dearly. We will carry your memory with us always, but we are forever grateful for the dash you shared with us.
I know Roger would be telling me right now, just picture them all naked, you'll be fine. So that's what I'm going to do. I hope you've got good underwear on. I've got some readings that I'm going to read on behalf of some other people in Roger's life. So from Cherie, Roger's daughter: the time we shared together wasn't long enough, but the memories we did make will be forever. On behalf of Roger's sister Helen: 5 major memories of growing up with Roger. He was not happy starting school. We believed that he was spoilt at home by Mum, as he was the youngest child. Roger was very good at making billy carts. I remember all the versions he tried: wooden frames with ball bearings and standard bicycle wheels, and axles were always the problem with them. I'm glad there were not many cars or people walking on footpaths to cause problems. Donald Street was steep enough to get up a good speed, and he stopped at the bottom before Hyatt Road. Pity there was no photographic evidence of this. While our mother was managing the hand gates on Park Road in Cheltenham, Roger and I would be there with her and spent most of the time venturing into the park and adjoining golf courses, climbing up trees and keeping occupied all day. When he started work at the grocery shop in Mentone, he used to get a train home for lunch. He was good at finding ways to bring home packets of broken biscuits. I wonder how that happened. He had a track around our Donald Street backyard that was created by Roger's old Lamboretta motor scooter. Thank you, Helen. And this is on behalf of Roger's brother, Gary. Growing up with Roger was full of fun and adventure, spiced up with a little danger. So many memories come to mind, but I'll share just a few. Sharing the same bedroom, there were times when we would play spider with our fingers, tickling one another, trying not to wake up the rest of the house. At night time, I would read him Noddy and Big Ear's stories. That's where that came from. Sometimes I just made up the stories. He didn't mind this. He was always very eager for bedtime. We both went on a week's youth camp down to Tidal River. He was fascinated by a place called Squeaky Beach, so named because it made squeaking noises when we walked on the sand. Roger would go back and forth until being put back in line by a group leader. We kept one another active by playing football in the backyard with plastic drink bottles. We would play for ages. Roger always won. Handball against the bungalow and cricket was also played. Running to hide whenever a window got in the way. Sometimes the urge to hit the ball over the neighbour's fence arose. Again, running to cover from Mr. Simpson was not amused. Roger loved being Superman. At one stage, jumping off the shed roof, old bed sheet for a cape, holding an axe. And yes, I have the photo to prove that. Every kid loves billy carts, and we were no exception. We used to pull one another up to the church, push to get motion, and then hope that the left steering would bring us into the front yard. Gray's needs and blood loss were quickly forgotten. That was fun, let's do it again. We were given a go-kart, so it was up to the Caltech servo to do several laps. We both had our minds blown out by attending Sunbury in 1972. It's amazing that so many beer can ring pulls can make for a fantastic tent entrance. Roger loved to travel, particularly to Gaffney's Creek. He took me up a couple of times. If there is paradise on earth, then Gaff's it is. So quiet and peaceful, I think. That's where Rog got the country living feeling. My first view saw him give me a pair of gumboots to wear when using the outside loo. He also told me to stomp heavily, not to worry about the redback spiders on the toilet seat, as the snakes will get them. A road trip to Canberra and Eildon were also done with him. We also played competitive sport together, sharing success in indoor cricket and 10-pin bowling. Some shared success also in horse racing ownership. Roger was always obliging, giving a helping hand when needed, and taking me in when I was down. He would offer worthwhile advice, especially over the last few years. Even though he was younger, I actually looked up to him. He was my mentor in a way. Alfie full of memories to look back on. Rest easy, little brother, after taking the stairway to heaven. Thankfully, not the highway to hell. And this is from me. So my name's Beck. My family met Deb and Rog. God, doing so well at the Blue Gums Caravan Park in Eildon, and I've had the great privilege of having the Yule family in my life for almost 30 years. So Rodney was a man at great times of very quietness. He was quiet, he was full of wisdom, and he was also full of bull dust. I have fond memories of growing up with Rog at the caravan, reaching for that Arvo lemonade, which is code for beer, going to the Thornton pub for the races and beers on a Saturday morning, watching the cricket during summer tests while we played cards, playing stubby cricket and trying not to fall over. Roger reading the newspaper head to toe, like I think he even read the bloody page numbers. Watching campers get flooded when the rains came in, even though Roger told them don't set up camp there. When something would go wrong, you'd hear Roger say, "Oh no," or "Don't," like Homer Simpson. Roger and Skeeter doing the ooga booga. Many drunken nights playing all sorts of Uno around the table. And of course, darts. Karen Sanders, what number are you on? We would all sit around the campfire into the wee hours looking for space junk and talking about all things that made sense at the time. Roger and my dad would enter the car park annual golf contest that went on with other caravan parks, and they used to come back very merry if they had won. The owner of the park once paraded them around like farm animals in the back of the trailer with their trophy. I didn't know that like 20 grown men could fit in such a small trailer, but they got in there. And also, Rog used to love going to the annual Yule family golfing competition and was very proud if he won. He'd show everyone that thing. Rog and I had an ever-going banter on whether Fords or Holdens were better, but clearly Fords are crap. I can say that now. I just won't tell you that the other week I was actually thinking of giving you a call with news that I'd been looking at a Ford Ranger ute and what your thoughts would have been. The earth just moved. Roger had the amazing ability to what we would call rodeo clowning when my dad would get angry about something up the van. Dad has a bit of a short fuse and Roger seemed to somehow calm him down enough to where people could come out of hiding. If Roger couldn't settle him down, he'd come back and saying, "There's no reasoning with that man," and he'd take him a beer. Music was one thing that Roger and I loved to talk about. We would talk about the Stones, Ozzy, Akadaka, Sunbury, and all the great memories that Roger had that I wish that I was around to see. He was always finding some of the weirdest music I've ever heard in my life, like Patricia the Stripper, which Rog put on a USB for Mum to listen to in the car. Her name's Patricia. Watching the footy with Rog was also another fun time. He would be there with Deb, telling her to calm down when the Tigers were getting throttled on the TV, which Deb would turn around and stare at him and say, "Don't tell me to calm down." I think Rog only came to a couple of games with us because we tend to be a little bit passionate and feral. When Deb would come down for the footy, Roger would be the footy widow and the whole home game season, and he would sulk, so I'd send him home sausage rolls to make up for it. I remember having many Easters and Christmas holidays together. One year, Mum and Deb decided to help Rog and Dad do Easter lunch because they'd just gotten new Webbers, but the ladies weren't quite versed in Weber cooking and didn't realise the briquettes had to turn red until they put the meat in, so the meat tasted pretty chemically, but Rog and Dad just kept adding gravy to it. I'd like to thank Rog for always supporting me doing my cake decoration. He was always very proud, and I did have something that I was working on in honour of his 70th this year, which we will all have to eat for him. Rog, you're on the crazy train to where rock and roll ain't noise pollution. I love you, Rogie, and I'll miss you very much. I'm sorry that you're going to have to deal with Ma for a few years. We'll take care of Deb for you, and until we meet again for a beer and listen to rock music, I salute you.
We've heard lots of words today, and now we're going to take some time to remember Roger's life through pictures. Photos can take us right back to moments in time, and they may evoke treasured memories in your mind. The Rolling Stones were one of Roger's favourite bands, and you may find comfort in the image, the words of this song coming directly from him.
Time for a change. Killed us all.
Life is like a journey on a train. Life is like a journey on a train with its stations, with changes of routes and with accidents. At birth, we boarded the train and met our parents, and we believed they will always travel on our side. However, at some stations, our parents will step down from that train, leaving us on this journey alone. As time goes by, other people will board the train, and they will be significant. Our siblings, friends, children, and even the love of our life. Many will step down and leave a permanent vacuum. Others will go so unnoticed, we didn't even realise they had vacated their seat. This train ride will be full of joy, sorrow, fantasy, expectations, hello, goodbyes, and farewells. Success consists of having good relationships with all passengers, requiring that we give the best of ourselves. The mystery is everyone. We don't know at which station ourselves will step down from, so we must live in the best way. Love, forgive, and offer the best of who we are. It is important to do this, because when the time comes for us to step down and leave our seat empty, we should leave behind memories for those who will continue to travel on the train of life without us. I wish you a joyful journey for the coming years on a train of life. Reap success, give lots of love and happiness. More importantly, be thankful for the journey. Lastly, I thank you for being one of the passengers on my train. We can all resonate how life is like a journey on a train. No one knows where their stop may be. No one knows who you'll meet along the way. Friends come and go. Family are here. Family are close. Family are far. Our life is indeed like a train ride with many stations. Those stations are the beautiful moments in our lives. Not at least when we finish school, start our careers, get married, have children, and become grandparents. But of course, a train will never go in the direction it's intended. There will always be sometimes be that unexpected change in the route. We might venture down one path in life, only to realise a little later, life has a different plan. We also will end up in a few accidents here and there, causing us to wait inside that train while it gets repaired. A broken heart, for example, will take time to be healed. A personal setback will take time to be overcome. But no matter the route changes or accidents, our train only moves in one direction, forward. It keeps moving and moving, even though ourselves we feel stuck from time to time. And the beautiful part about this train ride is that we're rarely travelling alone. In the beginning, it's our parents who bring us along the ride. And later, we're joined by our brothers, sisters, friends, colleagues, children, and even our soulmate. This train ride makes our life more enjoyable, but it can also make it more painful. Because as each special person comes into our life, there's a very good chance they may depart this train before us, leaving a hole in our heart. On the flip side, so many will come and go, but we'll hardly ever notice. The biggest thing to remember is that the journey on the train is not without a reason. There is a reason why we're here. We may have many purposes in life, with one of the biggest purposes to ensure that people around us have a happy and comfortable life. Whether it's through the words, monies, actions, thoughts, prayers, This life is meant to help as much as ourselves and to ultimately leave an impact that will last well after we're gone. So we need to enjoy this wonderful journey. Make the most of it. Help every single person you can. Because there will come a time when you arrive at that final station and you leave this train behind. Now feel free to join me in Lord's Prayer. The Lord's Prayer. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Your kingdom come, your will be done. On earth in heaven, give us our daily bread. Forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For the kingdom, the power, and the glory are yours, now and forever. Amen. Today is a celebration of Roger's life. It's also an opportunity to grieve. It's a time to let go of the emotions you've been holding since he has passed. It's a time to set aside those jobs, the responsibilities, and the tasks that have taken up every waking hour since he has left. It's a chance for you to think, reflect, and to remember, and to start to heal. Feel free to cry, but also to laugh and smile. Smile at your memories of Roger and any of your feelings and reactions to what you hear today are valid and real. Give yourself permission to feel your feelings, to have your reactions, to celebrate and to grieve. We mourn the loss of a good husband, father, grandfather, father-in-law, son-in-law and friend. There is a sense of unfairness that Roger's life would end so suddenly. We mourn his dreams that will never be fulfilled. An old proverb said that life is short but wide. Roger's life may have been shorter than we'd hoped it to be, but was crafted meticulously with his own hands and filled wide with many, many happy memories spent with his family, whom he deeply loved. Remember, Roger had a life well lived. An unknown poet once said, "A life well lived is a precious gift, a hope of strength and grace from someone who has made our world a brighter and better place. It's filled with moments, sweet and sad, with smiles and tears, with friendships formed and good times shared, and laughter through the years. A life well lived is a legacy of joy and pride and pleasure, a living, lasting memory our grateful hearts will treasure." On behalf of Roger's family, I would like to thank you once again, not only for your presence here today, but also for your acts of support, your expressions of love, and your words of kindness. Please remember their genuine invitation to join for refreshments at the Cobram Bowls Club, where you'll be able to share your memories of Roger with his family and each other. As you all know, it's worth remembering that sadness comes out of caring, out of loving someone. Sadness then is a measure of love, and therefore, in a way, a kind of privilege. Be grateful for the time you spent with Roger, for the lessons he taught you. Recall the impact he had on you and all the people here today. Hold on tight to your memories. Keep talking about him, saying his name, and most importantly, remembering for as long as you live. The time has now come in which we must say goodbye and send Roger on his final journey. Roger, go forth from this world, knowing that you are loved beyond measure, that you'll be missed more than words can say, that you'll be remembered and cherished, and that love will never end. We will hold you close within us, and there you'll remain to be with us throughout our lives until we meet again. As we now hold your memory in our hearts and send you on your final journey, may you forever rest in peace with the certain knowledge that our love goes with you. I would like to ask for the pallbearers, please, to come and stand next to Roger.
Did I disappoint you or let you down? Should I be feeling guilty or let the judges frown? 'Cause I saw the end before we'd begun. Yes, I saw you were blinded and I knew I had won. So I took what's mine by eternal right, took your soul out into the night. It may be over, but it won't stop there. I am here for you, if you'd only care. You touched my heart, you touched my soul, you changed my life and all my goals. And love is blind, and that I knew when my heart was blinded by you. I've kissed your lips and held your head, shared your dreams and shared your bed. I know you well, I know your smell, I've been addicted to you. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. You have been the one for me. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. You have been the one for me. I am a dreamer, and when I wake, you can't break my spirit. It's my dreams you take. And as you move on, remember me. Remember us and all we used to be. I've seen you cry, I've seen you smile, I've watched you sleeping for a while. I'd be the father of your child, I'd spend a lifetime with you. I know your fears and you know mine. We've had our doubts, but now we're fine. And I love you, I swear that's true. I cannot live without you. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. You have been the one for me. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. You have been the one for me. And I still hold your hand in mine when I'm asleep. And I will bare my soul in time when I'm kneeling at your feet. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. You have been the one for me. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. You have been the one for me. I'm so hollow, baby. I'm so hollow.